hours after Volodymyr Zelensky met Donald Trump to push peace and security guarantees, Moscow responded not with diplomacy, but with a battlefield briefing. President Vladimir Putin convened Russia's top generals and frontline commanders to publicly outline what the Kremlin says are Ukraine's mounting defeats across the war zone.
Today, we will focus our attention on the current state of affairs on the battlefront. We will talk about the results of the work. We will listen to the reports of the commander-in-chiefs of the troops groups on the results of the tasks performed by your subordinates and military units.
The first and most sweeping claims came from Russia's chief of the general staff, who painted a picture of front-wide momentum and Ukrainian paralysis.
The troops of the United Front are advancing practically along the entire front. In December, more than 700 square kilometers of territory and 32 settlements have been liberated, which is the highest rate of progress in the entire outgoing year. In total, this year, 6,640 square kilometers of territory and 334 settlements have been liberated. The enemy does not take any active offensive actions.
Gerasimov went further, describing what Moscow claims is a systematic breakdown of Ukrainian defenses, with encirclements tightening and territory shrinking.
The main efforts are focused on strengthening its defense and trying to slow down the pace of our offensive by conducting counterattacks on individual areas and massive use of drones. The territory controlled by the encircled group on the left bank has been reduced more than twice.
Commanders on the northern and western axes described deep incursions and the cutting off of Ukrainian forces near Russia's borders.
The security line in the Sumy region is more than 16 kilometers deep and 60 kilometers along the front. In the Kharkov region, the security line is 15 kilometers deep and 130 kilometers along the front.
They have cut the main supply routes of the enemy group. At the moment, they are conducting street fighting to liberate the settlement from the enemy.
The Donbass front, the war's central prize, featured the most explicit territorial warnings yet, with commanders openly naming what they say comes next.
We all understand perfectly well that the liberation of Seversk and the effective work in Konstantinovsk will allow the troops to create conditions for further offensive and take possession of Slavyansk, Druzhkovsko, Kramatorsk, all this agglomeration, and take possession of the entire defense line of the enemy.
Putin closed the briefing with a blunt battlefield verdict and an order to press ahead.
The task of liberating Donbass, Zaporozhye, and Kherson regions is being carried out in stages in accordance with the plan of a special military operation. The troops of the groups are moving forward confidently, breaking the enemy's defense. The troops of the enemy are retreating everywhere, on the entire line of combat cooperation.
As Kyiv looks west for guarantees and negotiations, Moscow is looking east to the battlefield. Russia's leadership, from the Kremlin to frontline commanders, is projecting confidence, momentum, and inevitability. The message is clear. While diplomacy plays out in meeting rooms, Moscow says the war's direction is being decided on the ground, with advances expanding, cities named, and timelines set. For Ukraine, the challenge now may not just be holding territory, but holding leverage as Russia signals it believes time, terrain, and pressure are all on its side.